Stop what you're doing. For the next 12 minutes, I need your complete attention. Because what I'm about to share with you isn't motivation. It's a psychological reset. We're going to peel back the layers of who you think you are and expose the powerful, unapologetic person you were before the world told you to be quiet, be polite, and get in line. Think back to the last time you hesitated. Maybe you didn't speak up in a meeting, didn't approach that person you were interested in, or didn't launch that business idea burning a hole in your mind. What was the voice that stopped you? It probably whispered something like, "They'll think you're stupid," or "You're not ready," or the classic, "Who are you to do that?" Now, here is the fundamental truth you need to grasp. That voice isn't yours. It never was. It's a ghost, a phantom echo of a parent's anxiety, a teacher's careless criticism, or a society that profits from your self-doubt. You were born with a primal sense of certainty. As a child, you didn't second-guess wanting food or attention, you demanded it. You were fearless because the concept of failure hadn't been installed in your operating system yet. Then, the programming began. You were taught to doubt your instincts. Don't be so loud. Wait your turn. That's a silly idea. Slowly but surely, the world trained you to shrink, to apologize for your own existence, to sand down your sharp edges until you were smooth, agreeable, and easily overlooked. You learned to be a good person, which often meant being a forgettable one. If you truly want to develop what I call psychopathic confidence, that entire system has to be dismantled. And let me be clear, we're not talking about a lack of empathy or becoming a villain from a movie. We're talking about a level of self-trust so profound that the opinions of others become irrelevant noise. It's the quiet, unshakable belief in your own judgment, your own worth, and your own path, regardless of external validation. The first step in this transformation is a mental detox. You must start interrogating every single negative thought you have about yourself. When that voice of doubt creeps in, you don't just ignore it, you cross-examine it. Ask it directly, who told you this was true? Was it that one bad breakup that made you believe you're unlovable? Was it the boss who overlooked you for a promotion that convinced you you're not capable? You will quickly realize that 90% of your perceived flaws are not based on objective reality, but on old, recycled opinions from people who were just as lost and insecure as you feel right now. Once you identify the source, you can label the belief for what it is, an echo, not a fact. And then you throw it in the fire. You consciously decide, that story ends here, that is not my truth. Real, lasting confidence isn't built on morning affirmations or power poses. Those are just band-aids on a deep wound. True confidence comes from ruthless self-respect. And most people have absolutely none. They are caught in a desperate chase for external validation, likes on social media, compliments from colleagues, approval from their partners. They outsource their self-worth to the most unreliable sources in the world, other people. They say yes when their gut is screaming no, just to avoid a moment of discomfort. They tolerate disrespect from friends, family, or partners because the fear of being alone is greater than their need for dignity. Then they lie awake at night wondering why they feel so empty and powerless. It's because if you don't respect yourself, you are broadcasting to the world that you are not worthy of respect. It's an open invitation for people to walk all over you. Confidence isn't about what you do in public. It's forged in the decisions you make in private. It's the promise you keep to yourself to go to the gym when you'd rather stay in bed. It's the boundary you set with a family member who constantly drains your energy. It's the way you talk to yourself when no one else is listening. The way you treat yourself in private becomes your reputation in public. Weak people will call this level of self-respect arrogance. Let them. Strong people will call it having standards. The psychopathically confident person doesn't even bother to label it. They just live it. They don't hope people will treat them well. They train people how to treat them through the boundaries they enforce and the behavior they refuse to tolerate. If someone can't handle their standards, they are calmly and swiftly removed from their life. No drama, no long, drawn-out explanations, just a quiet closing of a door. Your silence should become more powerful than most people's screams. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. When you carry yourself with an aura of unwavering self-respect, people can feel it. They know they can't manipulate you. They know you can't waste their time. They know your no is a final answer, not a starting point for negotiation. When was the last time you looked someone directly in the eye and said, "I'm not available for this kind of conversation," or simply, "That doesn't work for me," without offering a single excuse? Probably never. Society teaches us that setting boundaries is rude, but self-respect is a skill, and it's built by refusing to abandon yourself for the comfort of others. From this moment on, stop shrinking. Stop downplaying your achievements. Stop apologizing for your ambition, your voice, and your presence. Controlled arrogance is the inner belief that you are a formidable force, not because you're better than anyone else, but because you know with absolute certainty that no one else is better than you. Let me repeat that. No one is better than you. Not the CEO with the private jet, not the influencer with millions of followers, not the person who seems to have it all figured out. They have different circumstances, different skills, and different experiences, but they do not have more inherent worth. People often confuse this mindset with ego, but they are worlds apart. Ego needs to be loud. It needs to prove itself constantly, because at its core, it's insecure. Controlled arrogance is silent. It's the quiet confidence of a chess grandmaster who doesn't need to announce their skill. Their presence on the board is enough. It's the inner calm of knowing your value without needing a single person to validate it. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. When you stop explaining, you start commanding. And when you stop trying to prove your worth, you become a person whose worth is self-evident. So let people think you're cocky. Let them whisper. Their opinions are a reflection of their own limitations, not your potential. You don't want everyone to like you. That's a sign of mediocrity. You want the right people to respect you and the wrong people to be a little intimidated by your clarity. And here's the final secret. Every confident person you admire has been rejected more times than you've even tried. They've heard no 1,000 times. The difference is, they didn't let it break them. They understood that rejection isn't a judgment of their worth, it's simply a test of their hunger. Most people take rejection personally. The confident take it as feedback. Rejection is just data. It's the universe telling you to try a different door, refine your approach, or simply that the opportunity wasn't right for you. It has no bearing on who you are. So start chasing rejection. Send the risky email, pitch the bold idea, ask for what you truly want. Get comfortable hearing no and learn to smile because it means you're in the game. When rejection no longer has power over you, nothing can stop you. You've just completed the first step in your mental transformation. Now it's on you to walk this path every single day to build that unshakable foundation of self-respect and to become the most dangerously confident version of yourself. The world has enough followers. It's waiting for you to lead.